Hello everyone, I'm Monish and welcome to my podcast in episode 3. So this is the first time I'm trying my own voice because in the previous two episodes I have used text to speech since I was not brave enough to hear my voice. I'm usually not used to such talks, so please forgive my accent and my voice. So let's get started. This episode is very special to me because all that I'm going to say is something that stays deep into my heart. It has been accumulating over the years and I find it as the right time to share with you all. In this episode, I am going to talk about some genius movies, productions, or web series which I believe everyone must watch because these will blow your mind, these are beyond our imagination, and these directly fall deep into the heart, and they also partner you for the rest of your life. I'll just name a few movies and you'll get idea like what type of movies I'm talking about. I'm talking about Harry Potter series, Hobbit series, Lord of Rings series, Night at the Museum series, or Journey to the Mysterious Island, Fantastic Beasts, Game of Thrones, Pirates of the Caribbean, Now You See Me, Chronicles of Narnia, The Pursuit of Happiness, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, 300 series, Predestination, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Inception, Martian, Stranger Things, Money Heist, A Beautiful Mind, and the list goes on. No doubt that every movie or production is best in itself, but there is something different about these ones which I have mentioned. These movies reflect on how genius the writer, the filmmaker, the actors, and the crew are. The first and the major credit goes to the writer since he or she is the standing pillar of the story. Let's see, for Harry Potter, we have J.K. Rowling. I can't stop thinking what kind of person she would be, what type of thought process she has. If you've ever watched even a single part of Harry Potter or even read a single volume of its book, you'll understand how genius minded she is. Or let's say J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of Rings and The Hobbit. This work of his is a masterpiece in itself. If you have watched Journey to the Mysterious Island, it has been adopted from three genius writers: Robert Louis Stevenson, Jules Verne, and Jonathan Swift. And I can just keep on talking about every movie, but I want you to watch those movies and find out yourselves. Not only the writers are to be credited, but the whole crew of production who visualized the writer's imagination and scripted it for us, not just to enjoy but to endure. Usually in the Indian cinema, we find things like Dabang, or let's say recently released movie War starring Tiger Shroff and Hrithik Roshan. People admire these movies because they only need entertainment. This shows how this shows how low mentality or low standards we have. No doubt Indian cinema also has some great movies, but truly not to that level which I am thinking or talking about. But instead in India, there are events or persons who are such geniuses like Srinivas Ramanujan, world's greatest mathematician. A movie named The Man Who Knew Infinity was made after him. But the irony is that it was also an Hollywood production and not an Indian. Then we have Saira, a recently released movie which is based on Narasimha Reddy's life. And believe me, he will give you goosebumps. And there are many such. But such movies are biopics. And I am talking about creating something new. Indian filmmakers don't put that extra effort because their customers, that is us, don't want such great movies or are not interested in such great movies. So, in order to look in the perspective of commercial gains, they produce what we like. This everyone must acknowledge that how we are judged by the people around us, our actions or thinking is also determined by what movies we watch. And movies do impact our lives and thought processes. That is why, for people who don't like recently released movie, Joker shows how immature their brains are. I know there is going to be an outrage because I have mentioned few movies like Dabang, War, and mentioned about Joker. So a few people might be furious about this, but all I want you to do is just watch the movies which I have mentioned, or once for all of you, I'm going to mention movies which I think are of great level, and then you decide. Decision is upon you. I'm going to mention all those movies which are going to come to my mind now. I may be missing a few, those which are not coming to my mind right now, and if possible, I'll mention them in my new blog on my blog site. So I'm going to mention one by one. Hope you are ready with your paper and pen. So let's get started. We have Harry Potter. Harry Potter has around 7 to 8 parts or something. Then we have Hobbit. Hobbit has 3 parts. Lord of Rings, it also has 3 parts. Night at the Museum, it also has 3 or 4 parts, I'm not sure. Journey to the Mysterious Island is a single movie. Then we have Sorcerer's Apprentice. We have Fantastic Beasts, which has 2 parts and 3 are yet to be released. Then we have Game of Thrones, which has 8 seasons. We have Sherlock Holmes, which has Sherlock Holmes movie, not the web series. I'm talking about the movie, which has 2 parts. Then we have Pirates of the Caribbean, which has around 5 parts, I believe. Then we have the Dark Knight series. Okay, so along with the Dark Knight series, I also recommend watching all the Marvel and the DC movies. Then you have Now You See Me. It has two parts. We have Chronicles of Narnia. Guess it has three parts. I'm not sure. Then we have The Imitation Game. We have Lucy, Theory of Everything, The Pursuit of Happiness, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Forrest Gump, The Man Who Knew Infinity, Percy's Action. Percy's Action, I suppose, has two parts. Then we have Ip Man. Ip Man is Bruce Lee's teacher, and it's a story about him. So it also has, suppose, three parts. Then you have 300. 300 has two parts, I believe. Then we have John Carter, Limitless. Mummy. Mummy has three or four parts. Immortals, Into the Wild, Predestination, 127 Hours, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, BFG, Hitman, Inception, Martian, Stranger Things, Money Heist, a movie named 21, then A Beautiful Mind, and I've already mentioned the Avengers comes in the Marvel production. So currently, okay, there is one web series which is released recently named Carnival Row on Amazon Prime. So that is worth watching. Currently, only these movies or web series have come to my mind. So, in case if I have missed anyone, please do mention down in the comments, and I'll try to post that in my blog whenever I release it. If you are new to this, please subscribe to my channel, and I would like to hear feedback about my first new vocal podcast. Just write it down in the comments or just message me personally. Thank you everyone for being this long. I really appreciate your patience and thank you for being with me. Hope to see you in the next episode.